Hello and welcome. Today I am in the Tier 10 US aircraft carrier, the Midway. And this is a match that happened a while ago, so as you can see, I still have more replacements than usual, and I have RPF on my planes, and I guess this is the time where you could still get your dive bombers to drop your bombs in a roughly specific location. But it was a great match, and I really wanted to share it with you guys, so here we go. I launched my torpedo bombers first because I don't expect to be able to get a DD immediately. However, as we can see, I probably already found the DD. She's going for B, but since I am using torpedo bombers right now, there's no point in trying to go and find the DD because at best I will simply spot her and that's it. I will instead try to do like a long-ish drop on this Yamato and Worcester pair because, hey, I don't really care about torpedo bombers, and this means that it's better to just use torpedo bombers at the start with these risky drops that have little chance of doing much, but they'll do something, and I'm not really worried about losing the planes. And I think torpedo bombers are excellent for that. I use them even now for that same purpose, although I don't always launch them first, but still quite often do. Well, I could only do two drops, but I suppose that makes sense since it is a Worcester and Tier 10 battleship combo. But the follow-up is rocket planes. I am using Tiny Tims, and I still continue using them because I think they're basically like mini dive bombers, which makes them very useful. And as we can see, those two torpedoes did amazing amounts of damage on that Yamato. 4,800 damage for an entire 2 torpedo hits. That's amazing. But it's okay, we're gonna follow up on this Shimakaze. I actually did not deal as much damage as I hoped for, but I did set a fire, so I think that's kinda worth it. And I decapped her, obviously. However, the enemy CV is being annoying again, which I suppose is credit to him, because he dropped a fighter plane exactly on top of the Shimakaze, so I don't want to go for her again. So I'm gonna go and try to find another target. And this other target is going to be this Yamato. Remember how I said that I like Tiny Tims because they're like mini dive bombers? Well, this stuff is why. Because you can do drops on other ships. Well, except if you drop on the main battery, I suppose. That's not ideal, but I still did damage and I did set a fire, which is useful. Also, I'm being shot at. I'm actually impressed by the fact that I took almost 10k damage, because you usually don't want to fire at Tier 10 CVs that are far away. Unless you're really, really far away. Because of the armored deck, it means that regardless of the caliber of your guns, you're most likely to bounce just off of the deck. I suppose if you can aim at the bow, then it's worth it, but at long range, that's not very likely. So, I'm gonna try to do a dive bomber drop. But I'm not sure if this is gonna be successful. Oh, I think it is. Oof. Ouch! 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 That's... ouch! And let's be honest, this drop, while I tried to do the type of drop that would get the bombs to drop in a specific spot, I didn't actually succeed, because the Shimakaze was turning away, meaning that that drop was mostly RNG, although I expect there to be some involvement in the type of drop. But again, the Hakuryu is being very persistent by helping their CV, or DD. She dropped fighters again, meaning that I could not chase the Shimakaze, and as a result I pulled back and launched rocket planes instead. And now I'm gonna be annoying to him, dropping a fighter above my battleship instead. Unfortunately, she left, and is going for another battleship. Oh well. I would say that so far, I don't know how much damage that Hakuryu has done so far, but I would say in the air game, the Hakuryu has probably outplayed me. My gearing has been much safer than their Shimakaze, which is good for me, because I think if my gearing hadn't played as safely, we probably would be, one DD down compared to them. There is only one DD, by the way, so that would be pretty catastrophic. But luckily my gearing played well, because I definitely would not have covered her. Well, maybe not definitely, but probably, because if I don't fly over the area the DD is at, there isn't much of a chance that I'm gonna be able to drop a fighter to support him. Man, I am doing quite a bit of damage to this Yamato. I mean, that's a fire. And it's still ticking, so there's that. Luckily, caps-wise we're actually equal, and I would say that in the long term, if the status quo holds, we should be ahead, but I noticed that the Shimaku's was heading towards the A cap, which probably is gonna break the status quo, and it does seem like the enemy team has many more ships on the A cap, meaning that they're probably eventually going to take it, so we probably have to do something to try to equalize the match. And I think I will go after that Yamato again, because she is isolated and this makes her a good target. Now this is the point in which the CV should come in and try to help him, but he probably doesn't realize that that's going on. Now I did drop a fighter in the way of the CV, and I think... nope, never mind, my fighters did not engage. By the way, me dropping this Yamato, this is one of my biggest complaints with CVs, and I think this is one of the biggest reasons why people have a problem with the current iteration of CVs, like the rework in general. Because if you are in a battleship, or, well, actually any other ship, if you are isolated, that is, you are the best type of target for the CV, then it means that you're going to be dropped, and then the CV comes and drops again and again and again and again and again. Because if you're a good target, you are going to be a good target until you most likely go down, because what's this Yamato gonna do? She can't teleport across the map, and other ships can't teleport to her, so it's not like anything is going to really give her anti-air cover or really help her, meaning that she's pretty much helpless against CV strikes. And I would say that this is my biggest gripe with the CVs. And honestly, this was a big issue in my opinion, even with RTS CVs. The fact that CVs would just focus fire over and over and over again. This was really annoying if you're on the receiving end, because you get struck, and then you get struck again and again and again until you go down. And that's not fun to play. In fact, I even have a clip where I played the Grossa Kofest, and the CV basically just did exactly that to me with AP dive bombers. But I chose not to go for the Yamato for two reasons here. One, because the Worcester did get close to the Yamato, and there was a DD much closer to me. So it makes much more sense to try to finish this DD off, and then, you know, see for a target. Yes, I probably won't be able to finish that Yamato off anymore, but that's okay. She is effectively out of the game for quite a while. I mean, we haven't seen her on the minimap for a while, meaning that she hasn't fired her guns. So I would say that that's kind of worth it. Or not kind of, I would say that's definitely worth it. Especially since we did get the DD, so they don't have any destroyers left. However, if you look at the actual match balance, we have lost 4 ships, they have lost 1. So we're actually quite far behind. And they're taking a second cap, and there's not much we can do about it. However, our gearing is going to try to contest the middle, and I will try to go and help the gearing deal with the Hakuryu. I'm gonna drop a fighter right here. And now let's pick a target. I suppose the Grossa Kofest is the best one, because again, she's forward alone, and this makes her a very good target. Unfortunately, I do have the torpedo bombers, and torpedo bombers on the Midway aren't exactly strong, as you probably realized from my previous videos, or even the first strike I did on the Yamato. And it's not like I'm gonna hit many of these torpedoes anyway. Oh god, that's a Worcester. Okay, I'm gonna go after that Yamato then. If I'm gonna be flying over a Worcester anyway, screw it. I'm going, okay? You only live once. Actually, that's not true in the case of CV and planes, isn't it? I actually live quite many times. Well, I am gonna hit those torpedoes. Unfortunately, I can't turn around to do another drop, so I'm just gonna pull back, because those torpedo bombers probably will go down. But I did hit the Yamato again. She's, again, flooding, meaning that she's dameconing that flood. Well, she already has, and this means that she probably might not want to fire her guns for a while again. Because if she does and somebody sets her on fire, that's gonna be quite a problem for her for a while. And I think the next target is going to be this Yamato, because she is the closest and she is, you know, a big bad battleship that's easy to hit. And I'm gonna use the trick that drops the bombs at the front. I started the run from far away at a specific speed, and then drop into the front area. Although I think I failed because I only hit 3 bombs. Curious. But basically, that's the kind of trick, but it doesn't work anymore, so it doesn't matter if it's... So you probably shouldn't try it yourself, because again, it doesn't work anymore. It has been changed, luckily. I say luckily because initially I thought that that was, you know, that was intentional in the game, that we were supposed to use this type of skill. However, I realized, you know, it turned out that that was just too powerful, and I suppose it is better without it. Although it does bother me that balancing of the dive bombers was done with RNG, because I think they should just lower the damage output of these. I don't actually know what the 8.4 patch notes entail, so perhaps, you know, CVs aren't as bad anymore. I haven't actually looked at it. At least not yet. But my feeling is that it's probably not enough. The focus fire problem probably still exists, meaning that most of the issues are still there. I think the Republic is a good target, because remember how I said isolated target, meaning I can just drop the same target over and over? Well, I think this Republic is pretty much perfect for that right now. Because all the other ships on the enemy team are kind of clustered, so this would be the better choice. We are still behind in ships. We have 7 ships, they have 9. But I think... Oh no! Never mind, I don't think anything. I wanted to say, but I think we've kind of stabilized, and then we lost another ship. Oh god. Okay. Okay. As you could see, I hit 6 bombs on this drop, even though I dropped from the side. As I understand, 8.4 kind of tries to change some of it, and the fact that you can't pinpoint drop your bombs at the front anymore, you know, that's another change. That has happened in the past, so it's not quite as obscene anymore. She did damage on the fire, so hopefully I can set another fire, and I did. This is going to deal some more damage. I'm not gonna drop those dive bombers anymore, because they were low HP, and it's better to just pull them back and go do another strike. This time with rocket planes, because they are basically mini dive bombers. They can set fires, they can penetrate lots of armor, they deal a lot of damage. In fact, if I'm completely honest, I feel like Tiny Tims are about as strong as I would expect dive bombers to be. But, you know, I guess it is what it is. She's still on fire, so even if I do like 1 drop, I think we'll get her. Because she isn't exactly well armored. Maybe it wasn't even necessary. However, I wanted to make sure that she doesn't suddenly pop out the damage control party or a heal or something along those lines, and then I'm like, oh well, she was at 2k HP, but now she's at 30k HP, good luck Aerroon. Especially since we are fighting from quite far behind, 5 versus 7 ships. However, that is a low HP Yamato too, so I should be able to finish her off. I've been harassing for quite a while, so I suppose it is only fitting that I finish her. Wait, actually, is this the one I've been dropping on? I don't know. Since there's 2 of them next to one another. Could have been the other one. But regardless, they will all have to go down. So now it's 5 versus 6. And we hold the caps advantage, and we're taking the 3rd cap while it's 4 versus 6 now. But we have equalized in points, and I think we're gonna actually tick ahead in points. Wow, that Zao. Wow. Well done, Republic. The Republic just one-shot the Zao. That's nice, a very nice shot. And something we sorely needed in this game. Man, looking at these drops, I always feel like I start to drop so far away that I'm just going to whiff the drop. Yeah, I actually did whiff the drop. Wow. Okay then. Well, I suppose my gut feeling was correct this time. So I guess it's going to be a rocket plane follow-up with only 5 planes, by the way. But luckily the Chapayev is not in the cap, so it's not vital that I landed that drop. But it is a 3 versus 5 now. It's gonna be a 3 versus 4 in a moment though. Hello Chapayev. Goodbye Chapayev. And now pull the rockets back because there's only 2 planes left, and I guess I'm gonna go with torpedo bombers. I am running kind of out of planes. Oh, the dive bombers just arrived, so never mind, I'm fine. I can do the dive bombers again. Well, it's a 3-on-4, so we're pretty much stabilized, I think. There is a Worcester in the middle. I really don't want to fight the Worcester, especially with my low plane reserves right now. So it would be ideal to go try and finish off that Yamato. The one that was at 20k HP earlier. Oh, Worcester. I guess I'll have to go for the Worcester though. I mean, the torpedoes are going to deal more damage to the Worcester than the Yamato. So there's that, and the fact that she's probably going to try to avoid the torpedoes. And so she's going to turn away, which is going to keep her off the cap zone for longer. I mean, we only need to hit 1,000 points. So 850 points. So it's not going to take too long, I think. Ooh, hit 2 torps. That's actually very, very good. I guess I'm gonna risk the dive bombers on the Worcester then. I say risk because often you end up losing everything. Other times you can get away with it. I'm not really sure why.
Taking fire.
But I am gonna fly in a straight line. Something you might notice that I'm doing. I am... When I fly into flak, I often speed up, then slow down, then speed up again. This lets me sometimes avoid flak. That wasn't a very good drop. 2 hits. However, I'm gonna pull the planes back because they are very low HP and I don't have enough planes. Oh god, they're capping A. They're also capping B, so at this point actually it is vital to hit the Worcester again. To try to make sure that she doesn't get the cap zone. I find it curious that the Yamato actually turned around and is coming here. I suppose she wants the AA of the Worcester, but on the other hand, is it worth it? Also, it's a 2-on-4 now. So this is not great. Especially since the only other ship I have is the Gearing, and she is very close to that Hakuryu, which means that I think she's gonna go down soon. Okay, Worcester, let's go and drop, and yeah, I don't think this is gonna work out. Okay. And Gearing went down, so now it's time for serious business. No more Mr. Nice Guy. We're gonna use dive bombers now, a full dive bomber drop. And this is going to just end the game, okay? Watch this. Worcester, huh? Okay. You think you're so tough with your anti-air? You ain't seen anything yet. And goodbye, Worcester. That's a Kraken. Hello, Yamato. How are you doing? It's a nice day, right? How's the weather like? Does it have a chance of bombs, maybe? Although I don't think this drop is gonna finish her. She has too much HP for that. But she does only have 8k left now, so we're gonna turn around again and go again. And that should end the game. Even before the timer runs out, I think. And there it is. Yamato tried to do one desperate attempt at shelling me, but not enough. It was a good attempt though. Like if they were slightly lower or the mountain were lower or I were further away, that could have hit me and it could have done quite a bit of damage. But unfortunately for her, that's a no. And that is a solo warrior for me, because I was the last one left against 4 enemies. Whether Kraken Solo Warrior, 6 ships sunk, 217k damage. But Solo Warrior, that's something you don't get often. Here's the team score, wow, 3,362 base XP. I have to say though that Chapayev, he's a tier 8 ship in a tier 10 battle. And he outdid absolutely every other ship on the enemy. In fact, she's the only tier 8 ship on that team. In fact, the team only has one tier 9 ship other than that. Everything else is tier 10. And my team is the same, meaning that Chapayev had a really tough battle, yet she came up at the top. That's really well done. Right now I'm just throwing around compliments because I got the Solo Warrior. Like, this is amazing. Solo Warriors are rare. At least for me anyway. I wish I got more of them, but unfortunately, no. Here's the damage. 102k with dive bombers, 19,000 with torpedoes, 34k with rockets actually, and 61k with fires. That's pretty good. I did take 15k damage from a few shells I took, so technically I tanked as well, but I would say that most of the tanking was done by my team, and I kind of feel bad for that Yamato. 127k damage taken from me. That guy pretty much only took damage from me. I mean, that's just... If I were that Yamato, I would be so frustrated by this game. And that's the focus fire problem. I did take almost all of the HP of the Shima too. I did very little damage to that Chapayev, but at least I kill secured, okay? I think in that guy's case that might have been pretty important considering how well he played. And as you can see, 912k profit, 52k even Captain XP. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I would like to thank the patrons on Patreon. Thank you very much for your continued support, Kablamo, and I hope I'll see you guys next time.